Alright, welcome. We're here with Kaya, she's my daughter, and we're here with Jan. He used to be a student of me, but please tell me, Jan, what are you now?
Please tell me how you don't anymore. No, I'm always learning, and yeah, I'm here with Kaya and Kierty. I'm glad to be here. I have 7 groups now in the week practicing Tai Chi, and I'm a writer as well, and I like to make music and try to express myself in various forms. And I'm interested in meditation, so that's the reason why we're here. So I'm about to ask some questions about the topic.
And Kaya?
Oh yeah. Hi, my name is Kaya. I'm Kierty's daughter. I've been that for a while now. 31 years. He's sighing. Okay. I teach research skills and statistics. So that's another thing. And I also like to meditate, I think. I don't know, I haven't sat down in a while now, so...
Maybe that's a good first question. Is it necessary to meditate? Some people really don't like to meditate. I don't know.
That's cool.
Why not?
Yes, it's not necessary to meditate. Quite easy. Meditation is an aid to help you getting through your life. The moment it becomes the only subject, or only object you're devoted to, it's not working. So yeah, you need meditation if you need to meditate.
Mm-hmm.
So if your mind is so full of things, memories, souvenirs and whatever, and you need some rest from yourself, then you meditate. If you are completely happy with yourself, why should you meditate?
Is anyone ever truly happy with themselves?
A lot of people say yes. I'm not sure, but okay, that's good. No, meditation is helping to clear your mind. Yeah, it's helping to make good priorities, to make it simpler, things simpler, effective. If you're meditating, you get rid of all the extra stuff in your mind. Sometimes you need that extra stuff just to survive, just to connect yourself or identify yourself with it, instead of being empty. And if you're empty, you will notice that everything that's the emptiness, that's you as well, even more. But that's another path. First, if you want to meditate, if you need to meditate, you want to have more clarity in your head, more possibilities in your mind to think out of the box maybe. And yeah, some people don't need it. If you have a very fulfilling life for yourself, why should you meditate? It's not necessary.
Some people always like to do something in life. Just to be is very difficult, just to sit and to watch your thoughts. So can it also be helpful to walk or to make a jigsaw and really focus on that, to play a game?
Yeah.
Is that also kind of meditation?
Yeah. If you do a game like I'm doing patience on my computer the whole time.
That's a great one.
Laptop. Huh?
That's a great one.
Yeah. It does a set of movements with my hand and my head. There's not so much involved in it. And if I win or lose, I'm not trying to win or lose. I just try to do the movement. And if I'm doing that in a correct way, I feel that, hey, I can solve the problem. If I'm not doing that and then start to think about all the things around me, then no, it doesn't work. So the moment, for me, is a meditation. It's an art of meditation. It's clearing up my mind.
Yeah.
I don't think about the laundry, I don't think about cooking, I don't think about anything. Only about putting that card on that and okay, forget it. Quite easy.
And that can create the conditions for a focused mind, which you might need later on in your work or during your class.
Yeah.
So you can play a game to
it's kind of
mindset.
Yeah,
right?
But it's kind of opening your mind, and that's the first part of the meditation. It's opening your mind. And
What does that mean? Opening?
Opening your mind so that you get rid of all the things around you that are bothering you or are troubling you or making you think about other things.
But isn't that then just a judgment of?
No, it's focus. You're trying to get focus. And if you have a real good focus and you're emptying that focus again, so you have first a point you're looking at, and at one point you forget that point, and then you're meditating. So it's the pre-step of meditation, what you're doing then.
If you're just playing patience.
If you're playing
And you're
patience on the
only
right way.
focusing on the move.
Yeah. If you're playing patience on the right way, yeah.
Okay.
As a stimulus you choose to be involved with,
Yeah.
so you can forget about all the other stimulus
Yes,
in your
yes.
environment.
All the other
So it clears.
shouting things around you, digital or physical or whatever, you get rid of it.
Yeah.
You're opening yourself to it. And let it come in and let it go out.
Yeah.
Because we get it always. We get always all those stimuli from looking at television or computer or a telephone or whatever you want to call it, whatever device we have nowadays. It's all stimuli and they're all bothering you and they take all a little bit of your energy and they put things in your mind that you want to remember, and so the whole time you're getting pushed. And if you learn to not to ignore the pushes but to get it in and let it go, so you don't take it with you the whole time, then you're meditating. Then you start to meditate. Then you've got space to meditate. But most of the time we are so full of those things, we are so full of all those influences that you don't have the time, or you don't feel yourself anymore because you are so full of other things. You can say so full of beep, but yeah, okay.
And feeling yourself, that's essential quite, huh? You really feel your inner body, your being.
But you start with feeling yourself in a very small part. You feel, hey, I'm breathing. So the first step you're doing is breathing. So you hear all those things, you see all those things, and you start to pay attention to your breathing. Then you say, hey, that's me. I'm breathing. And first time your breath will go out of the way, it will go 10 times faster, and hyperventilation or absolutely stop breathing. I also had that one. One point I stopped breathing, and what happens here, Oh wait, I have to breathe again. It feels so funny.
It wasn't when there was like a master with a stick behind you. Yeah, okay.
Then there's a master with a stick behind you that brings you back into the real world.
By hitting you.
By hitting you on the head. Not on the shoulder, on the head. With a rotan stick. Yeah, okay. Forget it. But that works. That moment you're again there. You feel your body, and you should be aware of your body. You should be aware of your sitting, about the contact you're making with your surroundings. So the feet on the floor, your hands on the chair or on the table or whatever. You are totally aware of what you are, but you give it such a low priority that's not important anymore. But you're aware of it. It's not important anymore. And then you can travel into your depth.
But is there an added value in having a teacher when you're meditating? Or
Yeah,
can you do it on your
you can't
own?
hit yourself on the head with a stick.
Yes, exactly. Well, you can.
No, the added value is that the teacher helps you to create a safe haven where you can go more easy in the stadium. So you want to have this teacher, this concierge, yeah, and that will help you to get more into that stadium of your meditation. That's what the teacher should do.
Okay.
And if the teacher sees there's something going wrong, he or she should be intervening and hit you or bring you into yourself or out of your balance. I did it when I was teaching a lot of times with pushing my hands on somebody's shoulder and pushing real hard down, really a lot of pressure, and after that they could stand again and they could move again.
You earth, they feel the earth
You
again.
earth again, yeah.
Mm.
You're there. You're not only that kick or no, you're there.
You're there as an example as well,
Yeah.
creating the right conditions,
Yeah.
and being living your inner feeling, the depth of your inner feeling, is inspiring the other ones.
Yeah. I show ways. I show ways to go there.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to decide which way you want to follow, or if you want to follow any way or your own way, whatever. Doesn't matter.
It was never serious while training.
No, never serious.
Always space.
Always laughing,
Jokes,
always making jokes, yeah. Because then it becomes easy.
Yeah.
If you're going serious, it becomes heavy.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want heavy. Why should it be heavy? It doesn't work. Because then you take all these ideas and those things from the past with you into your death, and that's not good. You want to go empty into your death and not in heavy stuff in your not with backpack on your back, fully heavy weighted, and I'm going to search for my Tao, my way. No, I don't want to do it. I want to have lightness.
Yeah. You never acknowledged our background stories or our pain bodies from the past. It was really liked, actually, from your lessons.
Yeah.
There was no space to go there.
No.
Oh, I'm a youth, and my parents didn't. No.
Doesn't work.
Here now.
But did you then work through all of that stuff on your own?
No, but I learned it doesn't help me anymore. It isn't the aid.
No.
You are here already.
Yeah.
So why should you cling on that?
Yeah.
And it's good when somebody tells you, don't be full of self-pity. Come on, enjoy the moment. Just do your practice.
Okay. So distractions, you were saying.
Yeah, we're talking about things that can distract you in life, but as well as while you meditate, these things become the thoughts, train of thoughts through your mind. Some things might be good or useful, the other ones are not. So how can you differentiate between them?
Yeah, differentiation between them is quite easy. That's meditation. It helps you to prioritize or not prioritize things, and that's important. That you know things that are coming on your way. They're on your way, and you can decide yourself if you want to pick them up or not.
Yeah.
If you do not want to pick them up, you do not pick them up. Quite easy. You can ignore them. Try to ignore them. If they are really important, they stick on your back and they don't go away. So you have to deal with them.
So we tend to pick up maybe way too much, like it's just habit, that there's a thought, we have to do something with it. So meditation would then be
throwing
away some of those things.
Yeah, the things you don't need.
Okay.
Just in between, how can a thought develop into an action? Has emotion to do with it as well? That a thought goes to an emotion and then to an action?
A thought. Yeah, then you have to differentiate where the thought comes from. Does it come from the origin? Is it from outside or from inside? Mm-hmm. You can have a thought from your soul. Mm-hmm. You can have a thought also from outside coming in.
What does that mean?
That somebody tells you something and you start to think about it.
That's your parents shaping you in childhood.
Shaping or just
coaching.
Molding you.
Coaching or molding.
Molding you.
Okay.
No, yeah, it's that. Ooh, my goodness. How can I explain that? If it's from the inside, it's from your soul. If you feel it's not okay, or if you think it's not okay, it's not the right way I'm walking. It can become an action if you want it. Mm-hmm. You have to bring it into your being as a whole instead of only in your soul, and decide what you want to do with it. Mm-hmm. It's from the outside. You can ignore it if you want. If somebody says, "Man, you have no hair because you're bald," you can be angry with it. You can also say, "Okay, it's like that," and
or you can say, "Yes, because I shaved my head."
Yes, that's also possible. I had a weird experience, but okay, no. It's really It's your own action that will take that thought or let it be.
That's your freedom.
That's your freedom, yeah. But if you're not allowed, if you not know that you have that freedom, if you are not aware of that you have this freedom, you will always take it up, always pick it up, and always carry it with you. And meditation will help you to get aware. Yes.
So, more questions. How can you make that distinction that the thought arises from your soul versus that it comes from the outside? Especially because some thoughts from the outside might have been there for years and years and years, and it's really difficult to
You
differentiate.
internalize those thoughts from outside, and you think it's from the inside. Yeah, you can make the difference, and for me, it's always a way to make the difference. If I have these thoughts from the outside, then they're not belonging to me. There's a judgment involved. And if the thoughts are coming from the inside, there's always a question involved. So the judgment is beyond the question. First you have the question, then you get a judgment. So if it's not mine, I get a judgment inside. If it's mine, I get a question inside. Example.
Like a question. It's different too.
Now, if my soul says, am I on the right way? That's a question. It doesn't say you're not doing the right way. It asks openly, am I going my right way? Am I walking my path?
Yeah.
From outside they say, you're not walking your path. Or the question, are you walking your path? And immediately in my head comes up, they are questioning me. I don't do anything right. I make a false thing.
Okay, so even more concrete. I would be in a shop, yeah, obviously, and I would see an amazing chair, right?
A chair.
Yeah, a chair. A question from the inside would then be, oh, would this look nice in my living room? And a judgment from the outside would be, pink is a weird color, don't do that.
Maybe a little bit more sophisticated.
Yeah. Okay.
The soul will say,
that's too expensive. That's
no.
one that
The question will be from the soul will be, does this fit in my living room? Not as a color or whatever. Does the energy of the chair fits in my living room?
Oh, okay.
And from outside, yeah, I've always learned that this type of blue and this type of red doesn't fit whatever. So it's not.
So I shouldn't buy it.
I shouldn't buy it, yeah. And that's a judgment immediately, because it shouldn't be that like this. And the other one was, the question is an open question. Is the energy yes or no? Well, is this energy working there? These are the differences between your mind and your heart, I always tell you. Your soul and your mind, your ratio, your brain. Your brain gets the things that come from outside, that's judging.
Might also be doubting everything.
Yeah.
Well, the inner soul, the inner voice is maybe questioning, do you really want it? But it's okay. Whatever you choose, it gives you space to make a choice. And I think knowing at one point the asking stops, because the ego also always wants questions, wants problems which cannot be solved. Don't you think? It's always making problems.
An ego always has questions that are judgmental, so there's I can't say consequence, but there's it has to do with me and the outer world. And my soul always asks questions that only have to do with me and nobody else. Nothing else, only with me. And the soul always wants to do good for my being as a whole, and my ego always wants to do good in No, I've got German in my head.
Other people's
In
eyes?
not in other people's eyes. In comparison to other people. Is this okay? Is this not okay? What should the neighbor say of it? That kind of stuff, you know. Would my spouse be happy with it, or my children, would they be happy with it? Forget it. Doesn't matter.
But then, once you have a spouse and kids, that's kind of making stuff more difficult, right?
No. What you're doing then is you make a decision with your mind, with your soul, sorry, and you make the decision and then you bring it to the rest of the family. So first it has to be good for me. I would feel okay with it, and then you're going to ask other people, are you okay with it? With this chair? And if everybody says, yes, I'm okay with it, then we buy this chair. Of course, if we have enough money, if we've got space enough in our house and whatever. But yeah. But then
the resources are there.
Yeah. But if that's happening, it's for me okay. We do this constantly the whole time. We are connecting with ourselves and we constantly ask from ourselves, do I do the right thing? Yes, then other people can also deal with it. But if somebody else is putting stuff in you in form of a advertisement or questions or whatever, then you have to work with it and to make it yours.
Yeah.
Before you can solve the problem or answer the question. So if you both are asking questions to me, first I have to think about it. In your context I have to take it, then put it in my context and make it a answer that you can use. Mm-hmm. If it's possible.
If it's possible.
Not always possible. And sometimes it's just if it's my question, for me, I immediately know everything about the question. I don't have second questions behind it. No, I know what the question is. Mm-hmm. Because my soul feels it. So I don't have to correct things in my head to make the right decision. It's clear. This is my question. This is the answer.
Mm-hmm.
And what if you don't have an answer yet?
Oh, this is a beautiful one. If you don't have an answer, that's cool. You don't have to pick up the answer. You don't have to make a choice.
Well, sometimes you do.
It's a question. Okay. And for almost every question, there's not an answer needed immediately. Only there's a big lorry on the road going towards me, and I'm standing on this road. Should I run away? Yes or no?
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes.
And not towards it.
Correct. Those questions are important. If you're getting threatened by anything, then you need an immediate response, and then you see this fight, flee, or freeze reaction. And that moment, the soul is everything is stripped. Only the bare you is making the decision, and it has too many things on its head. The bare you, it will freeze. If there's a lot of too much ego, there's a fight. There's not enough ego, it's a flight. So everything has its disadvantages. It's never okay. And you know that. And that's why people are freezing, because they don't know what to choose anymore. Fighting? Yeah, I can have this lorry. I can have this lorry.
No, you can't.
But in their head, yeah, I'm strong. Flee. I don't want to flee. I don't want to. No. And then at that moment you're frozen, and then it's frozen. Poof, and gone. Next one.
Let it go.
Let it go. It's terrible, isn't it? Okay. Deep thoughts again.
Interesting. Yes. Deep peace, and now I have to go back to my inner voice as well. Now watching on the screen. So the inner voice knows, and you know what is your inner voice because it's clear, most direct connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you want to stay connected with this inner voice.
Yeah.
And during the day, there are things happening. What are little tools like micro meditations in between, just feeling your feet on the floor, reconnecting, feel the earth. This can enhance our feeling of deep peace, inner peace.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. The moment you're aware that you are there, is inner peace.
And that's enough.
That's enough. If you don't have this inner peace, then you're not connected with yourself. Because you're always good. People think there can be bad and good. No, there's always goodness. It depends on what you're doing with it. There's always energy. There's always there. It's always there. Only what you do with it is. So the moment you are connected with yourself, the moment you're feeling yourself, the moment you're aware of yourself, the moment you're aware of your surroundings, at that moment you can have inner peace. And that's okay.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do anything for it. It's just letting go. Again. It's just letting go. It's not I want to grab it. I want to let it go because inner peace flows.
Yeah. To the outside.
It's a state of mind, so it flows.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a fixed thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be willing to let this inner peace go. At that moment, the new inner peace will come. So every time is a new inner peace.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm sitting here and I have inner peace, and somebody comes in there and says, "Hey, Kierty!" I do this. I react on him, her, it, and immediately I'm getting my inner peace back again.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no disruption. Yeah, there's a disruption, but there's no disruption in my inner peace. I'm still connected with myself. So I don't lose myself.
And sometimes emotions can get us out of our inner peace.
Yeah.
Like a hook and...
Yeah, it brings you out of balance. And if you're out of balance, you don't feel one foot anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not connected with it anymore. So then you lose your inner peace.
Mm-hmm.
So put a foot on the floor. Why should you think about it? If you're getting troubled by emotions, go stand on your feet and feel what your feet are saying you. What the soles of your feet are saying you. If I'm going forward, I want to do things. I want to go into action. But I don't have to go into action. So I go too far backwards. I'm afraid. I don't want to go into action. But you have to be in the center. So you want to be in the center. If I'm on the outside, there's a lot of energy going everywhere. Mm-hmm. If my little toes are more energy on it, the outside of my leg, of feet, there's too much energy on it, then my energy goes everywhere. If it goes too far to the inside, so my big toes are there's more weight on it, then I have too much focus. I don't have an oversight anymore. So I want to have this position that all my 3 points, my heel, the ball of my big toe, the ball of my small toe, if the balance is over those 3 points equally distributed, then that moment my shoulders are getting relaxed and my head is getting empty, is getting more clear.
Yeah.
So when you're wearing heels,
Yeah?
you cannot be centered.
No.
I'm sad.
But do you want to be centered all the time?
No, because you need some movement in order to move forward, right?
Yes.
But at the end of the day, you do want to, or at the end of the day, at some point you want to recenter again.
Feet flat on the floor and feel that you are you.
Breathe out through your mouth.
Yeah. And let go of all this energy let the energy flow. Just flow.
Yeah.
Don't gather energy. Just let it flow.
Mm-hmm.
The more energy I let flow, the more energy I have, the more things can happen. The less energy I want to gather energy, I get pain. Because my body is not made to hold energy. My body is made to let the energy flow.
So how can you release the energy?
You're doing this the whole time by doing things. Like breathing, like thinking, like acting. Like walking, like sitting, like sleeping. So yeah, and you used energy, but you use different amounts of energy. But if you're going to say, no, I'm gathering my energy, I want to have all the energy in my life, and then, yeah, if you got a negative response to things, then your body starts to ache at one point, shoulders or whatever, where it starts to ache because the energy doesn't flow.
Because you're not doing anything.
I'm not satisfied with it. And at one point, it's so locked that it can't flow anymore. Then you need help from outside. Massage, whatever, acupuncture, or doing things. So if it flows, everybody who wants to say, I want to have a lot of energy, yeah, very nice, but it doesn't work. I want a lot of flow of energy, yeah, then you get strong people. That's what I did teaching, I'm still teaching, to let the energy flow as much as possible. And if it flows more and more, you're getting stronger. You hold longer. I answered the question.
Yes. 1 star for you.
Yay! We are very serious. Like
Yeah,
always.
well, just go back to this topic we talked before, and that was money. Money flow. What's the difference between
No difference.
energy and
No
money?
difference. Money is energy. Money is doing things. And money comes from when we trade with each other. I give you this cow, you give me this hat. The cow is more worth than the hat, so you have to pay me in bricks or whatever. And at one point, to make it easier, we invented money. Okay, good. And money is not bad. No, money is not good. Money is just a substitute for doing things or having things. And if you look at such a way, then we can think about money like, I have a lot of money, so I have a lot of effort on the bank. I can also put that effort in working and put it into people to develop them or to help them work or whatever. And that's a different way of using energy, effort. So for me, is money just an substitute for effort, more or less.
Like when you do something, you give a class, it's a way to give somebody something back.
Yeah.
It don't have to be money per se, but also...
Can also be a chicken.
Yeah.
Have you ever received a chicken?
Yes, I have received a
A
chicken.
live or dead one?
A live one. I had to kill it.
Oh, okay. I don't remember having a chicken.
No, it was way before your time. When I was still learning, then I was training somebody and he gave me a live chicken. But I think my teacher said that he has to give me a live chicken so I could kill it.
Oh, great.
So he said, if you want to eat meat, you also have to be able to kill the beast you're eating. It's only fair, he said. So I killed a fish and I killed a chicken.
And you don't eat beef?
No, cows are too heavy to kill. No. I can't have a pig or beef is too rent is too big for me. My digestive system doesn't work. It's about somebody who went to Bretagne, France, and he had the parents' house. He could be there, and they caught octopuses, and they wanted to kill an octopus, and the only way is to get it with its tentacles and hit the head really hard on the rock. Otherwise, it had 7 brains. Otherwise, it wouldn't die.
Oh. But octopus is very nice to eat.
Octopus is really nice to eat, but yeah, it was a terrible way to kill them. Terrible waste to kill them. Yeah, nice.
Can you give us another question? Like for children, how can you learn them to meditate, to feel this inner voice.
Then first, do not put them down on a chair and sit down and relax and meditate. Let them do exercises to meditate, like Tai Chi, like yoga. That helps them. Goes far more easy than put them on a chair and say, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. That doesn't work. Children who are there moving and moving slowly and get their attention, their focus on their movement, see that they will be more relaxed and far more focused and far more strong than other children.
But would other ways of exercise also help? Like playing hockey or dancing?
Dancing, okay, if it's slow. They need time to overthink your movement. So if I don't have time, I'm only acting and reacting like hockey. There's bam, 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 bam. How can I come to myself?
Plus then it's a team sport.
The only thing you can do it with hockey, if you have this target, you have the hockey stick and the puck and you're going to hit it, back, hit it, back, hit it, back. So you can feel your movement, see how you can improve your movement, see how you can stand better, see how you can breathe and get more balance. Then you can do that. Then you can use it. Then you can start to meditate.
So what are your kids doing, Jan?
Hockey.
Okay.
And one on polo. One is swimming. Really likes it. I think it's really important to keep them moving. I practice some push and pull in the morning. With Nathan, I'm learning some skills to hit, how to fight, but then also from these principles, standing firmly, feel your Tanchen, feel the middle, and relax. Try to make them feel comfortable with himself, with their body, and then I hope to experience more what's happening inside. But it's difficult. Once they got 12 years old, and a lot of things are happening in the brain, the hormones, and a lot of distraction as well.
Yeah, the phones.
The phones.
And the iPads.
Technology.
Yeah, but you don't. And that's okay, as long as it's not their life. If they know that their life is what they feel, physically feel, and not what they mentally feel. Yeah, it's also part of life, but I mean, through connection with all the internet and stuff like that, that's not a real feeling.
Yeah, but it's the same
It's
like reading a reaction. Book, right?
But it's a reaction of things that you can see.
But if you read a book on India, that's not a substitute for actually traveling there and experiencing the culture.
Yeah. And if you're aware of that, then it's okay.
Oh yeah. How do you teach them that? Because you can tell them, but like I tell my students a lot of things. It's not that they're actually
the big trick here is martial arts. It's really easy. Okay. You make a mistake, you hit. Okay. You get hurt. Really easy. You make a mistake, you get hurt. Quite easy. Just a direct reaction on it. But if you're doing this with Tai Chi or with yoga, you can go the wrong way for a long time, and you're not going to be corrected. And that's a problem. So always go back and try, am I feeling okay? Is it okay or is it not okay? And that's it. That's your soul what you're speaking to, and not your ego what you're speaking to.
There's a kind of calibration with your soul.
Yeah.
Where's my zero line?
Yeah.
And I can imagine while doing this during the day, a few times, these micro meditations, you can always go back to this deep peace, deep feeling.
1 or 2 breaths is enough.
Yeah. This feeling of inner abundance, everything is there.
Yeah.
I think the word's also communication in this part. You have to communicate with your inner self, with the outer world. Martial arts is a direct form of communication.
Very direct.
Then you can read books. It's a few steps further. And now this next big thing is artificial intelligence and the whole digital era. It's also to do with communication, but you always have to go back to this first.
If you know how to communicate, there's no problem. But if you don't know how to communicate, if you get raised in this time, in an era where a lot of things are not real, but they are thought to be real, then you have a problem. then you have to make a real world for the children, so they can recalibrate themselves. Is this real or is this not real? And if you don't make this real world by doing physical things, then they think that that world is real, what they see on internet or YouTube or whatever.
Yeah, so having them reconnect with their own body, that's just
Their own body with their own mind. So you have, what I did when I had children, I still have them. I gave them puzzles who couldn't be solved. Thoughts that couldn't be solved. So I had to think about things in a non-physical way. And then I tried to explain them through a physical way what the answers could be. And then they connected this with each other. And I'm very glad that they still, you have no idea, I know, and they are still in their head and still are feeling completely.
Sounds like koans, or
These are koan, yeah.
a riddle you can be solved.
So can you give
Or
us
just
an
to feel it.
example?
Huh?
An example?
An example? No, I can't give you an example. That only happens through life. It was about death, for instance. That people can die. You can't. What's the difference, Papa, between living people and dead people? There's no soul in them. Yeah, what's my soul, Papa?
I was a horrible child.
Really, really quiet. Really, really quiet. Yeah, really quiet. No, you're thinking still. Really quiet. Quieter, quieter, quieter. Ah, that's my soul coming out. Okay, cool.
Oh, so that's the awareness that like Tolle is talking about, and I don't know, Singer. Those are nice books.
Thoughts can be torture instruments for a lot of people.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And they're not even real.
We are torturing ourselves with thoughts the whole time. Beautiful. Don't know why, but we're doing this.
But can't thoughts also be very useful at some point?
They are always very useful. Thoughts are also aids that helps us rethink things. And thoughts are is like a grocery list. Most of our thoughts are like a grocery list. And if you're standing in the supermarket and you're saying there's on this grocery list stands 10 times bread, you're not coming home with 10 bread. It's bread. No, you only come home with 1 bread. It's the same thing. If all those thoughts are always on the same thing, it repeats themselves. Already, I know the message. Thank you very much. I don't need it anymore. That's what's happening. And the meditation can say, "Oh yeah, 1 time bread. That's enough."
That's answering the question. This bread. Whilst meditating, then
1 time bread.
1 time bread is enough.
Don't need more.
But you cannot say to your thoughts, "Don't think."
No. That's the pink elephant.
People say, "Yeah, I can't meditate." Why can't you meditate? I can't meditate because if I'm sitting and I want to have my mind clear, I always have thoughts. Yeah, okay. If somebody says you're running a marathon, can you run a marathon at this moment? No. Then you have to practice for it. Yeah. How long? Long. Correct. Why do you think if you can sit down, you can stop thinking in one time? You have to think about it. You have to train it. Oh yeah. And why should you think about nothing? Why shouldn't you be thinking about one thing? Is it difficult? No, that's easier for me. All right, start to think about one thing for 10 seconds.
Nice. Yeah.
And so you start to meditate.
I like the way you talked about the children. You're still thinking of something. You're still thinking. You see that children are so full of ideas and so full, but they're also really connected to their inner source. So there's a lot of inspiration and things to connect with. It's also the age.
They don't repeat.
They never know exactly.
They don't repeat.
Always creating.
Always new. Always creating. Always new. That's a strong part of it, and that's what we lose when we are getting older, because we shouldn't create. We always have to sustain things, and we have to do this, and we do that, and make it heavier and heavier and heavier. At one point, we lose it because it's too heavy.
Yeah.
And then?
Then we are getting completely confused and angry with ourselves because we can't do what we want to do.
Mm-hmm. And then?
You have to make your inner child present again. Go in your inner child and only think about it and then let it go. If I'm teaching things, I can never teach one thing more than 5 times. I get so bored, or maybe I should say, it's not original anymore. I'm copying myself then. If I'm copying myself then, it's not me who's teaching. It's the copy who's teaching.
It doesn't feel authentic at some point.
Correct?
It's always never in line with the Tao. When you do that, you feel that they're not picking it up as well, because you're doing a trick and it's not from the original.
I'm walking that same path again and again and again and again.
Yeah.
But everybody has walked that path. Why should I? No, it doesn't. They can't see around them, and they can't see the beauty of the path. So I have to show another part of the path.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll show another part of the path. Now they see it. Some people see it. Okay, right. Next time I'm walking another part of the path. Hey, more people see it. Another path that's similar to that one path.
Yeah.
Equal direction, everything the same, only a different start point. And then people say, I can see it now. And then they start to learn.
But Tai Chi lessons, there was only one movement. We practiced this one movement all the time.
Yeah.
But Wushu class, there was always a different movement,
Yeah.
never the same.
Yeah.
So different approaches, but same impact.
Yeah, but Tai Chi, you go deeper into the movement.
Yeah.
In Wushu, you go deeper into your broadness, to your flexibility. So your digging skills are getting better.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one, you dig. But with Wushu, you started to get better spades and better hammers and whatever to go deeper.
Yeah.
So they should be taught both at the same time, or people should train them together, not separate.
Not only this young 24 style and then
Is that yin and yang then?
Huh? What do you say? Sorry.
yin and yang.
Is that the concept of yin and yang?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so
the
yin
yin
is
Tai
like
Chi.
the deepness.
No, the yin is Tai Chi and the yang is the Wushu.
Yeah. So the going deeper, that's yin.
Yin.
But then yang is the faster.
The abilities.
Agile.
The abilities to go deeper.
Okay.
They should be connected with each other. The energies. That's the whole strangeness. What I see nowadays, that people are saying, I'm doing yin. This is yin yoga nowadays or whatever. It's cool, nice, but it is Chinese yin with Indian yoga. Don't understand it. But okay,
So they're mixing up systems.
Yeah, they mix up systems. Yeah, and that's not bad, but it puzzles me always because I don't understand what's happening then. If I do yin tai chi, I mean that my movement are going to be smaller and smaller and smaller till there's no movement anymore.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm doing yang tai chi, I start from 0 and make it bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you're doing in yin of yang style.
So how does it then collide with the system of yoga?
With yoga, you're making a movement, you go to the inside. Always, you don't go to the
you
outside.
don't always go to the inside. Ah, okay.
So yin yoga is the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, nice. So forget the yin, make it yoga. It's easier.
But then yang yoga does not exist.
No.
Okay.
Or they're making really things up then.
But then
okay, nice.
well,
beautiful.
then you can just work on the movements themselves, right?
Yeah,
but that's
you
just
not
the
yoga.
exercise.
You're doing gymnastics.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It's also not bad, absolutely not. But then acknowledge that it's gymnastics and not yoga.
Okay.
Tai Chi, I always have to think, there are like a few principles, but a lot of possibilities.
Yeah.
But you always go back to the principles, but put always a different light on them,
Yeah.
from a different perspective.
Yeah.
And you use language, yes, communication, and new metaphors to bring people. I'm thinking what I want to say, but it's always the same principles.
Yeah. Principles of life: breathing, standing, moving, feeling.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. If we want to be alive, we have to feel, we have to breathe, we have to stand stable, and then all the things are ready for meditation. But then moving meditation.
Yeah.
And you start to do a movement, and the first time it's too many hands, too many legs. 10,000 times later, it's, oh yeah, I don't have to think about the movement anymore. It flows by itself. The flow comes in. 100,000 times later,
Mm-hmm.
then it starts to grow from itself. So the movement isn't performed, the movement is there. I'm just filling it in. 1,000,000 times later, there's no movement anymore. It's only being. I'm still working to the 1,000,000. I'm doing this for 44 years, so still beginner.
I read it took 20 years to understand a little bit of Tai Chi.
Yeah. I still don't understand anything of it. I'm happy with it. It's the path.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's also just any area you walk into,
Yeah.
because one of my professors at university said I didn't understand like mathematical theorems up until like I was 10 years in the field.
Yeah.
And we were sitting there as like first years,
Yeah.
being like, okay, we have to do
Yeah,
a
but
test in this in like a week. Why are you telling us this now?
yeah, but you don't have to understand it. The trick is that he understands it after 10 years. And you know what he's doing. He's giving you a prefix, an opening to start learning. This is the most beautiful thing that there is. I always tell people, I'm a beginner. I'm doing this 50 years, I'm still beginner. And then it's, but are we done? You're also beginners. Alright, so we are equal. There's no difference between you and me. Only thing is, I'm doing this for 50 years and you're not. You're doing your first lesson. No, and no problem, yeah? There's no... So think about it. Feel, look, learn. And then they start, if they see that I'm learning, they start to learn as well.
You do that as well, Jan?
Yeah. This is for the first year that I can say that I'm becoming Tai Chi more, that I can just be there and then it flows. It becomes a little bit of mastery.
Oh, nice.
Not, yeah. So
That's good.
I have fun with it, and people follow, and people are growing that as well. And it's so beautiful to
It's
see.
beautiful. It's beautiful.
After a few times, that they also say, I start feeling this inner voice, inner peace. That's
So
the best
cool.
thing. That's
So cool.
That's richness.
Yeah, it's rich. There's not, you can't pay that in money. It's so much inner thing that you can't express it. Only through your movement.
Great. Well, thank you for this conversation. We're now going to
Thank
stop
you.
this.
Thank you. Enjoy.
See you next time.